We're here at the Hill Aerospace Museum outside of Hill Air Force Base. This is a military air transport plane here. I've never even seen one like this before. This is the outside portion. I've already done about 6 videos on the inside of the building, so we've now migrated to the outside of the building. It's about 70 degrees today. Sure wish I had my sunglasses today. I can't see. I'm gonna enjoy walking on the Title Creek more. But again, we're outside of Layton, Utah. Outside of Layton, Utah, between Layton and Ogden. This here is the C-124 Globemaster II, and this whole section right here opens up and it becomes a transport plane. Kind of show you a sample of it. In service between 1950 and 1974. 174 feet wide, 130 feet long, 48 feet high. Max weight 216,000 pounds, about 271 miles an hour. Range about 4,000 miles. At a ceiling of only 18,000 feet though. This is a U3 blue canoe. We've got a nice memorial right here, very pretty. POW memorial. This is a C7 Caribou. Coming up right here, but man, this thing is enormous, this transport plane. And they're even bigger now. All right, this is the bad boy of the bunch. It's the B-1 Lancer, also known as B-1 Bomber. The backbone of the long-range bomber force. Lancer carries the largest payload in guided and unguided weapons, making it the backbone of the U.S. Air Force's long-range bomber force. Let's see. Often the most important work on the aircraft was the landing gear. In service from 1986 to present, has a crew of 4. It's 137 feet wide, 146 feet long, 34 feet high. Maximum weight at takeoff 470,000 pounds. That's a bad boy. 900 miles an hour, Mach 1.2. Range about 7,500 miles, 6,500 without fueling. Ceiling 60,000 feet. Wow. And could hold a range of nuclear weapons. But at 60,000 feet, it is flying. It has very little drag. And if you notice, the wings had the wings that could rotate backwards. So it basically became a rocket when those wings were moved backwards. $470,000 pounds. That's a lot of weight. Again, we're at Hill Aerospace Museum, I forgot to tell you it's free. So you can make a donation if you like. But the museum inside and outside is free. Just walking around to the placard over here. C-130 Hercules. In service from 1956 to the present. Crew of 5, 132 feet wide, 97 feet long, 38 feet in height, about 175,000 pounds max. Range about 2,100 miles, ceiling 41,300 feet. I'll walk down here and get off these rocks. Now there's 2 more bombers coming up of interest. This is a Enola Gay style bomber that we bombed Japan with and delivered the nuclear bomb to Japan. This one coming up right here. The actual Enola Gay is located at Dulles in the National Aeronautical Museum outside of Dulles. You can actually go and see the actual Enola Gay plane that dropped the nuclear bomb on Japan. That's some big old planes, but the biggest of the biggest is coming up. I'm just walking along the road, but I don't get hit. B-52 Strata Fortress. This is the bad boy right here. This is the Cold War, from the Cold War to the 21st century. But this is the monster. B-52 is a long-range heavy bomber. Unlike previous bombers, B-52s carried air-launched cruise missiles, which reduce the risk of enemy fire by allowing B-52s to launch bombs further from their targets. The B-52 first flew in 1952 and is estimated to remain in the U.S. Air Force fleet until 2040. So, B-52s at Hill Air Force Base, 1971. Hill Air Force Base became one of 6 bases hosting new satellite alert facilities for the B-52 bomber force. 4 B-52s were assigned to Hill's 456th Bombardment Wing Heavy. Today, Hill maintains and manages the B-52 Heavy's landing gears, wheels, tires, and brakes. I'll give you some stats on it. So they first flew in 1952 and should be in, they're planning for 90 years of service. That's a long time for an airplane, 90 years. Crew of 6, has 8 Pratt & Whitney turbojet engines. Wingspan 180 feet, 185 feet wide from tip to tip. That is just enormous, 185 feet. Length 160 feet, height 41 feet, weight 168,000 pounds empty. Now once you put all your armaments in it, 488,000 pounds max. This is probably one of its weaknesses. 636 miles per hour max at 21,000 feet. Cruising speed is 523 miles an hour. Range 4,100 miles with $10,000 worth of bomb loads, 10,000 pounds worth of bomb loads. About 8,000 miles just a ferry. Ceiling about 47,000 feet. Does have 4 machine guns and payload is about 50,000 pounds worth of bombs and missiles. So, very impressive. One big plane. So it's 2022. So those planes are supposed to be in service another 20 years. My brain says that they'll extend those past 2040. There's the entrance to Hill, one of the entrances. That's the supply entrance for Hill Air Force Base over there. So everything on the other side of the road there is Hill. What that is. I'll walk over and take a peek. This will be the last one, and then I'll start a new one. All right, it's called a Northrop SM-62 Snark. It was an air-breathing intercontinental weapon designed to be fired from a short mobile launcher by means of two solid fuel rocket boosters. Top speed 650 miles an hour. Had a glide of about 6,300 miles. But it was independent. I guess you could say it's kind of like a hybrid between a missile and a rocket. It's received it's received by the museum in 1989, and then it was restored on a static display. All right, so here's the workforce of the U.S. Air Force. I'm gonna be heading there. Thank you.